finish this shift. Oh yeah, I forgot I need to fix let me fix my chat window, because every time it keeps it doesn't scroll right. Come on, get that thing out of here. Damn it. There, chat box. I'm trying to bring the size of my chat box down, so there, maybe that'll work. And I'll put my jammer back up on the top. Hopefully that'll work. Alright. Okay, I'm ready to roll again now, I think. Yeah, let's see how that. So I've been having problems with the chat window. It doesn't scroll correctly. Where it'll. Alright, you guys will say stuff and it stays down at the bottom where I can't see it till after at least a few more comments get posted, and then after like at least 3 or so comments, then they finally start to show up on the screen, like they're off screen below the below the bottom of my frame. So I resized my my chat window, hoping that'll help. I don't know if it doesn't really look like it's actually resized, but whatever. I'll just have to keep playing around with it until I don't know if it's maybe a little bug with the current version of that app or what. Southwestern Mexigrams. I assume 505 is either a zip, an area code, or the temperature. Fuel either, because I'm just over a quarter of a tank, so I assume I'm gonna have to stop in Moriarty after I get up over the top of Tijeras Pass and get some fuel there. How's it going, Mother F? Looks like we're clear back there. See if I can get speed though before I move over. Time to get to speed up there. That truck's starting to back there. He's getting ready to pass me now. He was the nearest truck and nearest vehicle in the lane. Should be gaining on me a little faster than that. I'm gonna let him. I'll let him go by me first, so he can clear that lane. Then I'll move over. It looked like I'm gonna outrun him the way he's running. could be a diesel-powered pickup. Might have been his turbo that was whining. That 3877. Pretty sure I've seen that number before. Munching on my Blizzard, but taking my time with it. Dipshit, you know you're going to have to do it anyway because that car there. Now, I just get that chocolate brownie, whatever, what do you call it? Chocolate brownie extreme or whatever it's called. starting to pick up subscribers pretty a little more rapidly, it seems, doesn't it? Because wasn't it just barely like a week ago we were talking about how I hit 700? Kind of surprised me too. Yeah, I'm cool if even just anybody wants to watch my channel, and not to mention that many. I knew this faster truck coming up behind me was going to be a problem. Of course, I see a car back there. Speed limit's going to drop to 65 when we get closer to the bottom of the hill too. 150 mile marker. So 220 miles to go to get to Russell's. I still have 5:11 left on my drive clock, so reality, I can easily get to Albuquerque, to Amarillo, and then some. I can get almost, not quite to Oklahoma. I just don't want to be showing up at a truck stop that late in the evening, though. So I don't expect that I'll go any further than Russell's. Especially considering it's, let's see, I'm 220 out from Russell's. That's a little over a 3-hour drive. So it'd be about 5:30 or so local time, or 6:30 Central Time when I get in that area. If I had in the extra hour it would take to get to Amarillo, it'd put me there around 7:30. Can I find parking around that time? Probably, but the odds of finding decent parking and or parking at all it starts to go down around I can't guarantee I can get even a decent spot. Anyway, I can park anywhere practically, but I always prefer somewhere where it's easy for anybody parking next to me to get in also, so less risk of me getting hit by anybody. Looked like they were getting ready to try to pass that truck on the right at the same time the truck was trying to move over to the right. Yeah, unless they're that idiot truck that was hogging the left lane through here last time I came through, highly unlikely a truck's going to camp out in the left lane. Give him time, he'll move over. He might just be looking for the space that he wants before he moves over. a mountain up in front of us. Always helpful when the air is not too smoggy, where you have actually a nice clear view. Thinking the same thing because right now I do get some people who subscribe because they watch my backing videos, and perhaps they're my most popular video is that double blindside backing and
It's safe to do so. Let's move into the split.
That I posted a few years ago. And even to this day, it still gets the most regular views every week. Like this, because I like my last.
Say it's 3 up ahead. Copy that.
And between that and all three of my top 3 videos are actually backing related videos. So I think like a lot of it is people who watch those and then they see that I'm still actively posting stuff, so it makes them more apt to subscribe. Yeah, I think you're right though. The live streams are probably helping a lot. Couple miles from the I-25 interchange. Well, I guess technically even less than that. Scotty was right. That one time he and I met up over in, where was it, Holbrook? Yeah, in Holbrook at the Petro. I think that's where we were at. He was advising me just keep putting the videos up. It doesn't matter if hardly anybody watches them. Just keep putting the videos up and slowly, gradually the sub count will just go up and up. So far, it's looking like he's exactly right too. I mean, with the number of subs he has, I had every reason to believe what he said there. Fake mountain. Hey, John. we get back. And I'm going to have to check my YouTube studio later on to see if the other stream from this from earlier today got if they'll allow it to stay up, or if any of those songs that I was playing are gonna get it blocked. I'll have to figure out what songs I can and can't play though. Right now it's 2:35 local time. Early afternoon like that, I'm sure a decent number of people are already done with their work, with their shifts and going home. And about 2-ish, 2:30, I tend to start seeing the traffic. At least there's a purple Kenworth getting ready to pass me. Be on my left side here in a second. This guy here in front of me is slightly slower than I really want to run, but I'm fine with what I'm doing. There's enough traffic in the lane to my left. To me, it's not even worthwhile to try to go around. Video that got blocked. I still have access to it. I just gotta. I know the only song that got it blocked was the Rammstein Deutschland song, but all the others show that I'm allowed to play it. I just can't make money off of them. Which I mean, I don't care about any of that anyway. I don't post my stuff to make money, so really don't care if I can't make money off of them. As long as I get a good list of what I can and cannot play, and because I was trying to search for, I was trying to go through my music list earlier today and look up what has what rules, but I was a little confused on what rule with what specific part of the policy for each song I'm mostly concerned with. There were songs that I, from what it looked like, it might have been blocked, where I thought they would block it, but then when I look at that other YouTube Studio one where I have songs on there, it shows that I can play it, I just can't monetize it, and that ads might appear on the viewer's end. Which part of the music policy entry I need to look at. I'm just kind of confused on it. Well, I'd say the part of it that seems to be the one is not the one I would think that is applicable to me. Traffic's dying down some. I still can't move over until this Delta Express truck next to me gets out of the way. get around this other truck pretty soon. We've got kind of back off a little bit so he has room to come over if he wants. When I get to Moriarty, if I think I can make it to Santa Rosa before I need to fuel, I'll get fuel in Santa Rosa, but if I have any doubts that I can reach Santa Rosa, I'll stop in Moriarty. Missouri is. Sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know where exactly it's at. JCT coming. Blue, and I can, yeah. 3986, I think, but I couldn't. Being on the curve and not having, and it being so close to me, I had a hard time with a good look at the number on it. Cars need to hurry up and get around. There's only two more over the left, and I'd like to be able to move over so this truck next to me can move over, because his lane's gonna end here in a minute. Yep, he took it. As soon as I came over here, that truck came over into the space I was in. Dude, that lane's, let's say that's turning into an exit only lane. You'll get your third lane back in a minute. I'm not that big a hurry that I need you to get into an exit only lane to get around you. of a crowd behind you, buddy, because of that. I got 100 to go to get, but going uphill usually indicates lower than it actually is. So I think there's a decent, at least a possibility I can get to Santa Rosa. Wait till I flatten out, and then it'll hopefully give me a better idea. But so far, it looks like I might be able to get to Santa Rosa on what I have left. Truck camping out over there. There's another trucks to use right lane sign. So why would we see trucks not in the right lane? They have an opportunity to be over here. Get your ass over to the right where you belong. No concept of sign reading, obviously. Yeah, this is a good example. What? So crowded trucks here, and along with other traffic, great example why I like to drive in the middle of the night. Don't have any of this crap to deal with. Coming on the right shoulder, big truck. 182. signs like that in California. We have the dumbest drivers in the planet in California, I swear. I hate to say it, especially being from California myself, but I seriously can't stand the way my fellow Californians drive. They are absolutely the worst in the country. You don't even have to be in a metropolitan area to see how stupid they are there. Or not necessarily stupid, just really bad habits and bad manners and all that. No attention to detail at all either. That sounds like West Virginia to Ohio. Are you going up, you gonna work your way up to US 35 or something? My buddy Andy's up there on 35. He was right over by Washington Courthouse, and I was talking to him. He was going to shut down over to TA there in what's that, Jefferson City? Right where US 35 and I-71 meet up. You know, that whole thing you said, Anthony, you reminded me yesterday in the Barstow group that I run. Okay, Barstow PD, they regularly, every day they post like an arrest log, you know, the mug shots of everybody they arrest every day along with what they got arrested for. And they had one woman on there who got arrested for battery, I think. Basically, I think it was, it sounded like a domestic case where the woman was the aggressor. And her name was Lovey Bugler. Well, when I first saw the name, I thought it said Love Burglar. Someone else even said, is it me or, because all the women who were on there, it said, they had asked, is it just my imagination or are they making fake names for the women on here? Is there like at least out of a dozen people, at least, I think at least 4 or 5 of them were women. And they all did have kind of somewhat interesting names. I mean, and they were assortment. It's not like everyone was like a poor black person or something. They were all, I mean, there was one Hispanic girl at least, and then I think another Hispanic, and then a white or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, and it did seem like all the women in the list had not so common names. We'll just put it that way. I can usually get about 40 miles at least with once my low fuel light comes on, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I can make it to Santa Rosa. It's only 80 miles from here to there, and based on where my fuel gauge is, I'm pretty sure I can get at least a good 40 miles before my light comes on. So yeah, I'll just plan on getting my fuel in Santa Rosa. It's usually cheaper there than it is in Moriarty anyway. Customer success delivered. ExtremeTrucking.com. not getting back up in the double digits on viewer count right now. I don't see that every day, but it's becoming much more common. Definitely appreciate that for you guys all having the interest in taking the time to actually watch or listen to whatever, whether it's me ramble or a chorus stuff or music or you just look at the scenery, who knows. Okay, you're gonna make up your mind what speed you're gonna run extreme. 1 minute this guy's going seemingly slightly faster than me, the next one he's slower. Oh, her, I mean, female driver. Got away from her and I waved back. Usually try to wave at other truckers. I mean, we're all out here trying to do the job, be safe and courteous, whatever, or at least some of us. Plus, it's always good to see, if they're willing to wave, it means they're paying attention also. I'm one of those guys, I don't really care if people are going to sit there and do crap on their phone or whatever, or who knows, whatever else. Just don't do it when you're around me. I always have this fundamental rule: don't do it anywhere near a curve, and don't do it near traffic. If you're going to do it at all, it's better to not do it at all in the first place. But if you absolutely can't resist the urge to do stuff like that, at least have some kind of brains about it. Pumpkin chucking. October 19. That's a little old there. I remember seeing that sign a while back. Race to WRT, Albuquerque. Okay, now this guy is one of those idiots who follows too closely. There's no reason a truck should be following a car that close. I've seen worse, but really not smart to do that. Come on, car, get around me. I'm eyeballing that space behind you that I want so I can get around Old Dominion. Speaking of Old Dominion, that company just got promoted into the S&P 500 this last month. The S&P 500 is an all large cap stock index, so it's basically the 500 of the largest companies in the U.S. They must be doing something right if they got promoted from the S&P 400 mid-cap index to the 500. Not really paid attention to what their truck count is, what kind of trend their truck count has done, or looked at their financials. I don't tend to look too real heavily at the individual company financials. I look more at the bigger picture across an entire index. In Moriarty now, current temperature is 35 degrees Fahrenheit, or what's that, roughly not quite 2 degrees Celsius. Definitely been a chilly day throughout northern Arizona and northern New Mexico. This is the warmest I've seen it since I've been on the road today. Most of the time I've been in the 20s. Alright, here's decision time because the pilot here in Moriarty's coming up, but yeah, I think I'll be alright. Just about 80 miles out from the pilot in Santa Rosa. Might as well count more JCTs than that. I've seen quite a few JCTs since I've been driving today. Now I think about it, I can't remember how many Swifties I've seen. I think I've seen at least a few, but don't think I've noticed as many as I've seen JCT trucks. Make the noise again. Alright, maybe we should have a vote here. Who wants to listen to music? Who wants to hear horror articles? Whichever wins, that's what I'll play. Yeah, Mother F with Old Dominion, they're really, they're probably one of the most noticeable LTL companies in Southern Cal also. I see a good number of FedEx trucks in my area too, but I swear seems like half of every LTL truck I see in my area is an Old Dominion truck. The other ones I tend to see in my area are Estes, Saya, one's a Blue Moon, a UPS truck. I don't know why, UPS is such a big company. I don't know why I don't see their trucks on the road so much. I mean, I'll swear I'll see like 10 FedEx trucks for every one UPS truck I see. And that's nationwide. If I remember right, UPS's fleet size is not that far off from what FedEx's is. So they must run different in a different manner or something, or different markets. And then also have what's that other company? I got the name of the company on the top of my head, I just can't think of it. It's one I see a lot more in the West than I do anywhere else. In fact, I don't really see them anywhere but in the West. admit there is an advantage to the Cora questions and answers. A lot of times the Cora questions and answers can trigger a good discussion on here about, whatever the discussion was. But then, who doesn't like music either? It's just a matter of that sometimes, because I have a really broad variety of music I'll listen to, as you probably noticed, so. And some of you guys are a little more on the narrow end of what you have an interest in. Well, then again, I guess with the chorus stuff, it could be the same way. It could be topics that might interest a lot of people, and then others that might not interest some and might interest others. Thinking the same, Yolanda, because I do need to get through some, because I have a pretty good sized queue going on right now. Let me find my voice aloud and get it playing. Doesn't seem like it's open, so I'll have to. Come on. Nope. Right there, yeah. This is not at the beginning, so let's.
Music and Mixed Martial Arts, Life and Living, 1999. Updated September 27, 2019. Author has 83 answers and 2.3 meters answer views. When I was in my 20s, I was working for a small pest control company. It was a family business comprised of the owner, who was a NYC fireman, as well as a mentor to me and his brother-in-law. We were all very close, and this was the first real full-time job I'd ever had. We worked long hours, with no breaks, and took pride in our work. It wasn't glamorous, but it was something we had built up together. It fed our families, and represented us as contributing members of society. Due to our hard work and an emphasis on customer service, we became extremely busy. Soon we picked up multiple corporate accounts to subsidize our residential accounts. One such account was an auto parts manufacturing company. We serviced their offices, machine shops, and warehouses. The building location and imports that came in offered no shortage. We always handled the issue on the first trip. Went above and beyond for my customers, and these folks were no exception. One day, while I was spraying the main office building, I walked into the VP's office, after hours, to do their regular maintenance service. To my surprise, the VP and the CFO were still sitting around the desk having a conversation. I knew them both well at this point, as I had been servicing their homes for some time. I stopped when I saw them. It's cool, man. We're just talking about how slow business is. Oh, well, it is what it is, I guess. The VP finished up the office. Oh, with the nastiest, most sarcastic laugh over that one. I paused, thought about what a tactful response, and then, just as I was walking away again, I hear him express his comment. Back into his office, and in the same passive-aggressive, sarcastic tone he'd used, I smiled and said, "Yeah, well, not all of our daddies give us companies, tee." The words slapped him clean across the face. The CFO fell silent, the grin departing his face as the awkwardness drove his gaze to the floor. "Oh, hey," the VP stammered, I was up, we were just joking around." "Oh, okay," I nodded slowly, casting an incredulous glance between the two men. And with that, I left. Neither man said a word before I was out the door. Nobody ever brought it up again, and we remained in good standing with the company for years after that. Now listen, I don't need to explain myself or defend how I made or make a living to anybody. And I try to be humble in all things I do. But forgive me if I tell you why I took such umbrage with what he said. See, I came from nothing. My mother was a terrible alcoholic who worked as a bartender, and this conflict of interest made it impossible to ever hold a job. As such, we were constantly moving. I attended 7 different elementary schools and 2 middle schools. My mother was also extremely violent when she drank. Extremely. By the time I was in 7th grade, one had taken on the role of raising my younger sister, and shielding her from witnessing as many of the horrors as possible. Often, I would trick her into going to play together in her room when I sensed trouble. Then I would tell her I had to go outside, and I'd tell her not to open the door or come out of her room for any reason until I said okay. I would protect her from the drunks and drug addicts that used our apartments as a place to party, which frequently ended with myself in a physical altercation with these grown adults. And if I'm being honest, I took pleasure in knowing that these lowlifes would spend the rest of their days knowing a 15-year-old kid had handed them their ass, and sometimes teeth, because they disrespected his home. I would tell my sister the noise was us wrestling. I doubt if she believed that, but she listened. I would stay up all night on nights like this, making sure no one, including my mother, upset her. In the morning, my mother would usually be passed out drunk or high, oftentimes undressed on the floor or couch. So I would cover her up or drag her into the bedroom before my sister got up, and then I would tell my sister she was just sleeping. By the time I got my sister off to school, I was often too tired and angry to bother with school myself. So I just didn't go. To give you an idea, in 9th grade one averaged 3 absences per week. The criminal part about this was that I was a very intelligent child, but I lived in a world where school, college degrees and careers just didn't exist. I did just enough to get by, and even that I only cared enough to do because I wanted to avoid prolonging the high school experience. I thought I needed to graduate high school in order to get a job that would pay me enough for a small 1-bedroom apartment. The prospect of a degree or a career were completely lost on me, let alone having a home or a family. My friends at the time lived the same life as I did. In fact, our parents were drinking, drugging buddies. This shared experience gave us a bond unique to our friendship. We were each other's support system. Looking back, I think the only time we could let our guards down and be kids was when we were together. But being withdrawn from other cliques in our rough neighborhood made us targets for other kids, as well as some street gangs in our area. So we did what we thought was the only way to protect ourselves. We formed our own gang. In all honesty, it was more of a fraternity. But in the eyes of the actual gangs, we were just a rival gang in their territories. Anytime we went out, there was always the prospect of violence. We couldn't go out alone, we had to go everywhere in pairs or groups. I thank God none of us got killed, and none of us ever killed anyone else. This was about the time that a few of us started becoming entrenched in boxing and martial arts. What we thought initially would only help us in the streets turned out to be the door to a completely new path. Through martial arts, we learned the value of hard work, self-respect and empathy. I learned that I wasn't the victim in these situations, but just a participant, because we all have contributing factors as to why we are who we are. I learned to not harbor hatred and anger, because it will bring nothing positive to your life. One day, social workers from the school showed up at our apartment. It was a bright sunny afternoon and my mother was bombed. They asked if they could speak to my mother alone, and I obliged. I left the apartment. I don't recall where I went or what I did. In fact, I don't recall much of anything in the weeks that followed either, for that matter. Nor do I know exactly what was said at that meeting between my mother and the social workers. What I do remember is that soon after that meeting, my sister was sent to live 4 hours away in upstate NY, with her father, and I was sent to live with my father and his fiancée. Being separated from my sister and my support system of friends was devastating. But I knew she was finally safe, and that was all that mattered. Unfortunately, things didn't get much better at home for me. My father, and my now stepmother, were not prepared to have a 16-year-old kid dropped in their laps. My stepmother never asked for it, and she never signed on for it. She imagined a nice quiet life with just her and my old man, and then suddenly she had this man-child dumped on her. She wasn't happy about it, and she let it be known. My first night there, I woke up during the night thirsty, and tried to sneak into the kitchen to get a drink. As I opened the refrigerator, she yelled from the next room, "What are you eating now, you fat so-and-so?" I didn't know how to react to that. My first instinct was to fight, to raise hell and stick up for myself. But I remembered my lessons in empathy. I reminded myself that I wasn't the only one going through this transition. After a few months, it became too much to bear, so I ran away. I went from place to place sleeping on the floors of my friends' bedrooms. Into my senior year, I was still sleeping on floors and was under pressure from my mother to just drop out of school and get a GED. After all, she said, that's what she had done. But I stuck it out, I graduated and I got a job. I worked as a bouncer, Then, I said of course. He told me the exterminator was having a hard time finding a reliable person, and suggested I give him a call. And so I did. I started working at the pest control company when I was only 20 years old. It was the greatest thing I'd ever done. I got to see on a day-to-day basis how a real family boss and his brother next door to one another, but came and went as if they shared one home, which just so happened to have a driveway laid through the middle of it. Half of the brother-in-law's house was turned into a big beautiful apartment, which in NY could have gotten him around $2,000 per month at that time. He rented it to me for $900. My boss put me through school to get licensed in multiple chemical application categories under the NYSDEC, as well as my license to be a home inspector. Within 2 years I was making considerably more money than what exterminators generally make. The increased salary allowed me to rent a music studio with my best friend and business partner, Lou, and for us to buy all the equipment we needed to pursue our true passion, which was making music. Through music, I got to tour cities around the East Coast, as well as going as far north as Buffalo and even Canada. I never in a million years thought I would visit these places, let alone get paid to perform my own music there. A photo of the original band members outside the recording studio in Astoria, NY, where we recorded our first record. I was 24. That's me and Lou on the far right. I'm the one who looks like a douchebag, haha. Once the band was up and running, my partner and I started a charity organization called the Music Speaks Foundation, where we organized concerts featuring local bands who would come together and help raise money for someone in need in their community. The bands would get a cut of ticket sales, and the rest went to the cause. Most of what we did was geared towards children living with addiction and domestic violence, but we also worked with breast cancer fundraisers, women's support organizations, and pediatric cancer fundraisers. All of this was possible because of my job as a lowly exterminator. I owed everything in my life, up to that point, to the job that those two fools were now laughing at. Never besmirch a man because he's making a living. Have some humility, and remember you don't know how he got where he is. No one job has more value than another, because at the end of the day, we're all just squirrels trying to find a nut.
Yeah.
This isn't really close to the most condescending thing anyone's ever said to me, but my loyalty to the company and the family I worked for makes this example stand out in my mind. Edit. Thank you everyone for your kind words in the comments. Many of you have inquired how my sister and I are doing today, which is so incredibly thoughtful. You've all only deepened my affinity for our Quora community. I'm happy to say my sister is happily married with 2 darling little girls, and living in a beautiful house on Long Island. Her husband is an NYPD detective, and is about as decent a man, and as dedicated a family man as I could have hoped for her. I was in an accident a few years ago which forced me to take a hiatus from music and martial arts, but I'm getting stronger day by day, and I'm confident I will make a full recovery and return to what I love with an even broader perspective than I had previously. Thank you, everyone, once again. Hopefully I'll see you on my next post. 120.6k views, view 7.7k upvoters, view sharers.
Okay, you guys mentioned an interest in the music, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over now that article is done. I got tons more of Quora questions and answers that definitely were always interesting to listen. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the music on. Find it. There it is. Come on. auto related, then yeah, I'll have an interest. But if it's like, usually like saxophone or whatever, for some reason it just by itself, when that's the primary instrument, for some reason I just don't have the interest in it. I listen to a lot of different types of music. I hope you can tolerate some of the selection I do have here, Charlie. My apologies for not having any smooth jazz, though.
Always mysterious one with dark eyes and careless hair, fashionably sensitive but too cool to care. You stood in my way, there's nothing to say.
Didn't she have a pretty bad accident on a horse or something like that?
In case you fail to notice,
I remember she was still, I remember reading somewhere she's still suffering injuries, or trying to recover, or maybe permanently injured because of that fall from the horse that she had.
Smoking your cigarettes and talking over coffee. Your philosophy's an envelope moved you. You love Mozart and you speak of your loved ones as I clumsily strummed my guitar. Well, excuse me, guess I'm mistaking you for somebody else. Somebody who gave a damn, somebody more like myself. These foolish games are tearing me, you're tearing me, you're tearing me apart. Your thoughtless words all breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart.
James was here on the right at the very start of the first feed, but he wasn't around too long after that. It's been busy.
Took your coat on, stood in the rain. You're always crazy like
You got slow truck just coming off the top of that hill. Okay, I know I'm going to catch the Old Dominion and CRST. So hopefully that other truck up there picks up some speed now and he's over the top of the hill.
this night it'll last forever. Every moment held together.
Oh, by the way, this is Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Usually you only associate them with Christmas music, but they have a lot of Beethoven inspired regular music too.
We would know the gods
Come on, dude, hurry up.
for such a night as this.
I'm still worried about it. You gotta consider that white van back there, and I know it's gonna pass me too.
And we
catalytic converter will explain why your exhaust smells weird.
The stars would just enchant, and time would then agree. Every moment of tomorrow.
Hey man, no, I'm eastbound. I'm in between Flying Sea Ranch and Santa Rosa at the moment. Where are you? Come on, man, what are you doing? Doing 70 miles an hour, same speed I was going when you passed me earlier. What's your truck number? Just in case I come across you, I'll know that it's you. See a lot of JCTs here on I-40. Due in San Jose tomorrow morning. Ain't no way that thing's gonna get to San Jose on time. There's a Swift. Well, it's a Swift trailer, not a Swift tractor. If you're barely even in the Albuquerque area or whatever, I might have passed you by. I passed you up already. 3988. I think I might have seen you going the other way. I know I saw 3877, I think, and then I just saw 3980 a few minutes ago. I can't remember if 3988 might have been another one that I saw, but I don't know where. Depends on where you're at right now. It probably did cross paths and didn't realize it. So I just went through there, through Albuquerque. Actually, I did my 30-minute break over at Route 66 Travel Center. Express. Yeah. Oh, he's got a Raider sticker in his sleeper window. I should have noticed that earlier if that's I don't know if that's the same one yeah, it can't be. It's I mean, it's probably the same truck. Not like it's a huge company. I don't think it's possible to get that load from Gallup to San Jose by tomorrow morning. Gallup to Barstow is, let's see, got 360, 375, let's see, 475, 530-ish to get to Barstow. That's over at that's probably a good almost 1,000 miles to cover after it gets to Gallup, and about half of those miles are in California. Maybe 18. Let's see. That'd be about 9 or so in the morning, even if you were in Gallup right now. 8, 9 in the morning tomorrow, if you got a swap, and yeah, it's just not going to happen. I guarantee it. There's no way. Doesn't matter if you swap or not, or even if a team takes it. I don't think it's possible to get that thing delivered on time. What time's it due in San Jose? Wonderful. Well, if you have mechanical problems with a trailer, that can at least help justify a reschedule. Definitely be no problems getting to Santa Rosa with what fuel I have. My low fuel light's not even on yet. It won't be too long before it does come on, and I'm already coming up on the 240, so I'm less than 40 miles away. So definitely a good sign that I can make it to Santa Rosa. Right next to me and another ABF coming at me. I feel like it's taking so long to get around ABF. start going up a hill because I might lose speed in front of him, which I don't want to do. Actually not losing any speed here, so that's alright. Alright, I'm not really in the mood for this song. Transport Incorporated trailer. Huh. They didn't acquire them, or is it? Unless maybe, unless their trailers got mixed up with the shipper. Shippers aren't known to do that, where they accidentally load the wrong trailer with the wrong with someone else's product, and then they load the, or basically where they swap the loads on two trailers that belong to different companies, and sometimes we'll just end up sending the two companies with whatever from Santa Rosa now. Appointment time, there's no way possible. Doesn't matter, even if you swap with a team, it's not going to happen. can't make up his mind whether to stay in this lane or go to the other lane.
Nico said, you know I said when we get to the destination, I'm gonna find you there. And I'm out on the streets, I'm strolling. I can look on the fields I'm doing. I can look from the mountains, I can see fire burning with me. I know a place where we can go free as it's flowing. Baby, I don't see you around, but you know that my destination is on this road going down. 'Cause I got to be with you now. Got to be with you now. Baby, I don't see you around, but you know that my destination is on this road going down. 'Cause I got to be with you now. Baby, I don't see you around, but you know that my destination is on this road going down. 'Cause I got to be with you now. I'm gonna find you there. That's right. Nico said, you know us when we get to the destination. That's right. I can feel all the love is in the air. Sweet scent of your presence everywhere. And I'll never be lost without you. Turn to you, got you light in my way. I know a place where we can go. Green grass is growing. And when I reach my destination, I know you'll be right here with me. Baby, I don't see you around, but you know that my destination is on this road going down. 'Cause I got to be with you now. Baby, I don't see you around, but you know that my destination is on this road going down. 'Cause I got to be with you now.
What do you mean, Eric? Talking about the music or what? Nah, I stopped the stream when I did my 30-minute break and then I started a new one. About 20, a little over. Just over. Ooh, Jewel. Okay, who here's a Tool fan? Party truck. Right. You got mean, worst case, they might block the video, but a lot of the songs they just say that I can't monetize, but I care about that anyway. If the copyright owner makes an extra few cents off of my video, yeah, so be it. Oh, there's a Swifty on the back of a lowboy. Looks like he had a bit of an accident. Lisa, Tom, got a purple Volvo coming the other way. Now, what I can't figure out is there are a lot of people who need videos blocked, but other people post reaction videos to that song, and it's okay. I don't get it. How are they allowed to do that kind of stuff? But I can't play that song as part of my live stream. Have you not found one yet? I thought you just stopped at a Love's the other day. They sell them at Love's. Pretty sure they probably had one there when wherever you were at. You're rid of my Tool song more than I am. What's up? Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, that's Loves you stop at and try again. I'm sure you'll find one soon. Yeah, 'cause of course, sometimes they run out, but most of the Loves I go to, I see them there. Right before this one, I've already forgot which one it was. Was it Aerosmith, Crazy, or a different one? Or is it JCT 4217? Yeah. Um, I'm forgetting which one it was. I honestly don't remember. Yeah, I've pretty much been the story of both streams though. I've been playing a lot of music. More like I don't know how it ended up that way. You were was facing me instead of the road. Yeah, I don't know when it ended up that way because it was facing the road when I went to turn the display off because my phone was getting hot. And then when I went to turn it back on, noticed that it was pointing at me. I'm like, what the hell? Why is it pointing at me? I didn't tell it to do that. At least I don't remember doing that. Honestly, you'd probably get it for cheaper off Amazon anyway. Oh no, it's if that's the case, then it's not really any different than you'll pay at Love's because I remember it being around the same amount at Love's. Yeah, that's what I have. Kind of, yeah. It's got sticky adhesive on it too, but it is kind of a suction. It does have a suction setup on it, but it's not an actual. It's not like one of them clear plastic suction cups. It's a black rubber thing that has on it. Sounds like it's similar to what I'm using then. I'm not familiar with that one. All right, yeah, I'll check it out when I'm stopped. So I'll be stopping for fuel in about 10 more miles. The what? Oh, yeah, one about logging out of your Qualcomm at the end of every shift. Yeah. Yeah, I always mean to, but I always forget to. Like, I guess I should. I'll try and remember to do it when I get to Russell's tonight. There's no Love's in San Jon. That's Russell's. To get. That was my 30-minute break. That was at Route 66 Travel Center. Yeah, that's when I ended the first stream. Then when I got done with my 30-minute break and was about to get rolling again, I started this stream up. Oh, my low fuel light just came on, less than 10 miles away from my exit, so that worked out. I guess I won't be getting fuel in Tucumcari again, but not like I want to stop there anyway. Santa Rosa's usually cheaper. My experiences has usually been, yeah, well, they kind of vary at times, but seems like more often than not, Santa Rosa seems a little bit less. Yeah, but compared to Tucumcari, yeah, between Santa Rosa and Tucumcari, Santa Rosa is usually cheaper. Uh, if I can, yeah, just as long as I get enough to get me into like Oklahoma, and then I can, if whatever extra I might need for the rest of the trip, I can pick up in what's that town over there? Not Sayre, but no, Oklahoma. I'm not stopping in Vegas. The hell with that. I can always get fuel in Amarillo or what's that flying J that's over in west on the west end of Oklahoma. What's that town called? I thought it was somewhere some other town that not Sayre, but not far from Sayre. Maybe I'm mixing it up because I don't venture into Oklahoma on I-40 that often. Surprisingly, the TA's in Sayre. There's a TA in Oklahoma and Sayre. We're pretty sure it's Sayre. I know it's west of I know it's west of Elk City. It's like exit 20 or whatever the hell it is. I maybe it is Sayre. I don't know. I keep thinking it's a different town over there, but because I know for sure there's a TA over there in Sayre. I've been to it, and I keep thinking the Flying J is in a nearby town, but not actually Sayre itself. Uh, yeah, that little shithole one. Oh, there's a TA in Sayre. I've stopped there for breaks, and I've had to get a trailer fixed that I picked up in Elk City. I had to limp there because it had a bad tire on it. No, there's a TA in western Oklahoma. I know for sure. Trust me. It's on the south side of I-40. Bet you there's another one because I know for sure there's a TA over there over on the western end. Let's see. I'll figure it out when I get stopped. I don't remember the exit number. I know for certain there's one over there though. It's like I said, I had to limp a trailer over to there from Bar S and Elk City once, and I've stopped there before on other occasions too. if it's unless they close down, which I doubt. My exit's coming up, and you know my rule. I don't do phone. So all right, let's see. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, my exit's coming up for fuel here before long. Eric, there is a TA in Sayer, exit 26. Look on Trucker Path. It's right there on Trucker Path, exit 26. I knew it was like 20 something. Maybe we can load up on some JCT trucks here in Pilot. I don't see any yet. Nope, I don't see any JCT or Swift trucks over there. Out of Arcadia. Music going back on in a second here.
Don't stop at either.
Well, once I get stopped. Looks like someone's trying to park right now, holding up the rest of these guys. Another truck with his tandem's pretty far back. It's funny how much you see that. And I'm not going to question that because they might have a legitimate reason to have it back. Hard to see with that sun where it's at. Yeah, most of the music, you don't even have to link it to them. They automatically, because their algorithms figure out what songs are on there, and they automatically link it to the copyright owner, so you don't have to.
You got a truck on the side of the road up here.
Yes, sir.
Bondesha Transport Incorporated. So it must have been, yeah, I was going to say it must be an Indian driver or company at least with that name. And look at the what are those things called that every Every Indian driver I see has those, go by here real quick. They have that drapery thing up on front.
You know, sometimes we turn these blinkers on. I don't know if they just can't.
I don't know what they're actually called.
Between the trailer and the truck or what, but some days I'm half tempted to put a set of
They're going
watermelon
into... What are you doing? Gee, I wonder why I'd be stopped here. Maybe because I'm waiting for someone to back up? Idiot. Now what the hell are you doing driving so fast through the parking lot?
What's the sense going 80 miles an hour through here?
Exactly. Has there any bit of common sense why I might be sitting here?
Yeah.
God. I don't know what the hell that guy was driving so fast for.
They'll teach them that in school.
Alright.
And the other ones that do pull.
I didn't pay attention to who it was who went flying. It's Union, isn't it? I'll go up there and freaking yell the guy out and smack the shit out of him or something for that.
You fucking learn how to read that sign. You have to stay low. You gotta move over, but just move over or slow down. If you can't move over, that's what they mean. Or slow down. Not fucking bull. Right. Yeah, but it's not the right language, so you can't figure it out. You can read it. Ain't that the truth?
I picked this guy 'cause he's in a smaller vehicle. In fact, it looks like he's already done.
How the hell they get around this country if they can't read English? I don't know how they do it. They got Mexican driver's licenses. That's what that guy up there, that cop up there ready.
Gee, I'll get reefer also while I'm here.
CDL. Right, but how the fuck do they know where they're going in the country if they can't read English? Like street names, exits and shit. They can read it. They just pretend like they can. Up there in Evanston, we're running that steel plate over to St. Clair. And they're waiting for a permit. And fucking, this guy had speak a word of English. And the other guy that was with him was his fucking co-driver, his trainer. She had to go through the fucking manual, the book, and explain. thing of it is people want to hide the truth, like trying to hide the truth of American history. So that way, because foreigners misused American history for racism and everything. Now everybody's trying to link the American history because somebody misused because they have no idea what American history is, but yet they're going to use something as a racist. So, it's whatever. No one really gives a damn about this country. All everybody wants to do is complain about it, but yet not do a damn thing about it.
Okay, Union Logistics 17791. I want to get his dot number. Once this truck goes by, I'll check it out. Now I can't see because this guy pulled forward to get to it to do his reefer. I can't see the. Let me look up Union Logistics. Oh, he's going by now. 227-8525. 227-8525. Out of Union City. 25 trucks, 31 tractors owned. Yeah, okay, well, my footage is going to go to their company. Hey, motherfucker, what you driving so fast in the lot for? Why are we doing 20 miles an hour through the lot? Why are we going so fast through the parking lot? What? Why are we going so fast through the parking lot? Yeah, you weren't flying around me. I'm sitting here waiting for a guy to back into a spot. You're doing 15, 20 miles an hour there. There's a guy who was getting out of his truck and you went right by him at really high speed. You need to slow down. You need to slow down. Yeah, I was sitting there waiting on the guy to back in so I can get over here.
No, you were in the parking lot.
I was right in the middle of the parking lot waiting for Cody Seiko to back into a spot so I can go around him.
I need to come this side, that's why I was going.
So do I.
Because before there was truck here, and I had to get the road, that's why.
The truck was me. I'm waiting to get in here also.
You were behind me. You were the bad guy behind me.
I was in front of you. You went around the side of me while I'm sitting there waiting on Cody Seiko.
Anybody touched you or not?
What?
Anybody touched you or not or no?
It doesn't matter. You're being unsafe.
I was safe, I know how to, I don't tell
Like
you
how
what
you
to
do.
Don't tell me what to do.
I will. You got a guy walking out of his truck right there and you're flying by him.
Mind your business, man. Don't cheat me.
I will mind my business.
Yes,
My
go.
business when you're driving around me that fast. Yeah, we'll get your company, your info.
This is the company you verify. Do your work.
Dipshit. It's lucky I don't want to start a fight with him because I'm tempted to. He needs his ass beat. come there like that. Telling me to mind my business. My business when you go flying around me like a fucking idiot. Go ahead and run inside. I should go. I should be announced to pull your fifth wheel or some shit. Piece of shit. Sooner or later, one of these guys is gonna piss me off enough where I'll do something. Don't fucking sit here and tell me to mind my business when you're driving like a fucking moron. Wait till this company gets my dash cam footage.
She was driving last Friday on the way to Cincinnati on a snow-white Christmas Eve. Going home to see her mama and her daddy with the baby in the backseat. 50 miles to go and she was running low on faith and gasoline. It'd been a long, hard year. She had a lot on her mind and she didn't pay attention. She was going way too fast. Before she knew it, she was spinning on a thin black sheet of glass. She saw both the lights flash before her eyes. She didn't even have time to cry. She was so scared. She threw her hands up in the air. Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hands. 'Cause I can't do this on my own. I'm letting go. So give me one more chance. Save me from this road I'm on.
Yeah, I guess. The funny thing, I don't even need to use a dirty lane. I just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then this freaking idiot Union Logistics driver goes, I'm sitting there stopped, waiting for Colia Seiko to back into a spot over there. This freaking moron goes flying around me at like 15, 20 miles an hour, right into the path of Colia Seiko. Then he has the nerve to tell me to mind my business when I call him out on it. Oh, here we go. Alright, man, take it easy. That's why I'm glad I looked up his company first. If it's a small company, I would have been more apt to want to do something. But when it's not just a 1 or 2 truck company, I'm more apt to send the footage to the company and show it to them. And I'm not a guy you want to be telling to mind the business to, because I don't know how to fight. Those guys walking are going to clear my tandems before I go, trying to go taking off too fast. Yeah, my dash cam footage will show him approaching from behind also, and going past me, as well as Seiko trying to back into his spot. That's just asinine. You don't belong out here if you can't be safe. Man, Seiko has no idea the guy's even coming back there. Basically what happened was Seiko was set up for a straight back parking over to in front of me and to the left. Seiko was coming from my right. I'm sitting there waiting for Seiko, and this idiot comes from behind me on the left, goes flying around at 15 plus miles an hour. Not to mention there was a guy who just got out of his truck, or was getting out of his truck and getting ready to walk into that guy's path. The same guy I was sitting there talking to, now he and I were both commenting on how fast the guy was driving. There's no place for that shit here. Hey, Yolanda, basically what happened, I almost got in a fight with some Indian driver. Thought it was okay to drive 15, 20 miles an hour through the parking lot and I'd go around me when I'm sitting there waiting for a Colia Seiko driver to back into a spot so I can get to the fuel island. Dipshit goes flying around me and right next to other trucks. Well, another guy is trying to get out of his truck and right next to where the guy was driving. Goes right into the path of Colia Seiko and flying around them to get to the fuel island. And we'll go right to the point where, right when I'm getting into the pilot parking lot. Shortly after I get into the lot, it's on my way over to the fuel island, and you'll see me stop right before I make the right turn because I saw Colia Seiko there set up and backing up. can't do more than 65. Just about an hour off from Russell's. What the fuck you doing, Mustang? You don't have any idea why I'm over here? What the hell are you thinking, dipshit? You can't tell that I'm over here for a reason? truck and kicked his ass. Don't feel like attracting unwanted police attention or giving JCT a bad name either. Or my own reputation, whatever, so. Let's see what this guy's company thinks about the video footage when they see it. It's not a one-off, you know, like a 1 or 2 truck company, but it's not a mega either, so I'm not sure they'll even do anything about it. But it doesn't hurt to try.
Cannot remember what made us think that we were wise and we never compromised. For the life of me, I cannot believe we'd ever come for these sins. We won't nearly flash.
Now, I was really only aiming to get his attention and get him to slow down, but I doubt that's going to actually work. I mean, people need to really be a lot more cautious because there are crazy people out here who, especially like the old-timer truckers. I've heard of old-time truckers pulling out a gun and shooting other truckers, and they don't give a shit. There was one case where when he got to the truck stop, the older guy went over to the younger guy's truck, and casually shot and killed him, and then went back over to his own truck and hung out and waited for the cops to show up. Didn't care at all. Those are the kind of crazy people you deal with when you piss off the wrong person. Not that I would ever go to that resort. I mean, hell no. But there are people who will do stuff like that. And people need to respect that. Again, too many people don't have any concept of just how dangerous it can be to piss off the wrong person. That's why courtesy is always important.
For
saying earlier, I guess Scotty will try to deliver again tonight at 11 or something like that. Who knows? This is this fucker right here, isn't it? That's that same guy, isn't it? Union Logistics? Although I thought he had a red truck. Maybe it's the same company. I could have sworn the guy had a red truck, though. That's not the same driver, same company, I think, but not the same truck. there, Lisa. Less than 10 miles away. is in too deep. Back to the hotel. Rex in Effect, Rump Shaker, they had that same melody in it. Let's go through this driveway here. But there's plenty of parking available. I want to park by a reefer trailer. I see one over there, right behind this Kenworth right here. I can always set up a straight back next to him. Where are you at? Got a whole bunch. Those are just parking right here. Stop this video footage so I made the dash cam so I can have an easier time retrieving it. Alright, so we've made it. I think about 615 miles driven today. 660, still 48 left on my clock too. I could get a pretty good distance into Texas if I really want to, but I mean, it's already after 7 o'clock here, and it means it's after 8 o'clock right across the border from here. And that would mean I'd be showing up there pretty late. Not a good way to find yourself parking, so this is where I'll end it. It's only about 400, roughly 400-ish miles from here to Paul's Valley. I'll probably take the, I guess you'd call it a scenic route. Yeah, basically get just into Oklahoma, and then from Oklahoma, once I'm in Oklahoma, I think it's by Sayre or whatever, I forget. I can cut across some U.S. highways over there to go straight across to Paul's Valley from there. I mean, since I got time, and it's only 400 miles, I'm going to go ahead and do that route. Let's see, it's 7, so we'll say about 7:15 right now, or well, when I get through with my log on my post trip. I mean, I'll actually do my post trip until after I'm done, but I will log it at least, and then do the post trip after I'm done with this. But obviously I got a 10-hour break, so I mean about 5:15 local time I'll be done with my 10-hour break. So that should be a good time there, because yeah, it'll be not long before sunrise, I think, and it's a good time for me to go ahead and stream at that time. And you know, if you guys are, if anybody, any of you guys are up or whatever, and not busy watching Scotty or whatever else, I don't know what he's gonna have going on yet, but you're always welcome to come check me out again tomorrow. I will be streaming, since almost all of tomorrow's shift will be during the daytime. I think I'll be in, let's see, I think I'll be in Paul's Valley somewhere around midday-ish. Let's see, 7, 8, let's say about 7 hours. Yeah, about 7 hours is what I would think it would take. So 6 plus 7, yeah, so it'd be about 1300 or so tomorrow Central Time. I think is when I would probably be there. Yeah, and then there's a Love's right across the freeway from there. So what I'll go ahead and do is get over there and send my arrival call, show that I'm actually already there, and then I'll head over to Love's and just park there. And when it's time to deliver the following morning, I'll make the delivery and then run from there back up to the yard. I'll probably stop in Edmond at the Flying J on the way up so I can get a shower and be fresh and all that, especially when I have that dinner going on that same night. So North Trans Logistics. Alright, let's see. Now this thing doesn't keep it. I get a good 4 or 5 lines of text that you guys put up that doesn't actually show up until you guys keep constantly writing stuff and pushing it up. So I don't know what the hell's going on with it. Maybe I need to mess with my editor, or maybe I need to report it to Streamlabs that the last 4 or 5 lines of text that you guys. So the last 4, right? So like the first one. All right. So like the last thing I see now after someone just sent something was Anthony Griffo saying nice stream. So how many lines are below that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 lines of text that you guys have put. I don't see a damn bit of one of them until it gets pushed further up by text below it, or I come and swipe up. So it's kind of frustrating that it's doing that. I got to figure out why it's. Let me screenshot this. I think I'll send it to them and show them. Because where it ends at on the bottom of where I see, like right now, it's Tara's is right is the last thing I see now. That's not the bottom of my chat box where I have it. It's set up in the editor. I'm gonna come into here. I'm just curious. What if I put the chat box on top of the camera? Okay, pushed up. All right. Try sending something again. I do see Lisa that pushed up for you at the bottom without even having to scroll after I put it up on top. But how's it look on your guys' end? And then also, if you guys type something, I'm kind of curious if it's going to jump back again like it did before. Okay, I see Lisa. It's a 7 is the last thing I see. That chat box has always been buggy, pushed up for you. Alright, so yeah, I'm still having issues there. It keeps wanting to jump back down. Okay, Lisa's 4 now is the last thing I see. There's like no rhyme or reason why this thing does this. Let me mess with this editor again, and maybe I'll move the chat box up some, and because I think that type mess, like where for me to type something, if I want to type in my own chat, whatever, it's that seems to be what's going over the top of at least some of it. Yeah, and the send a message thing is, it's not at the bottom of the screen. It's yeah, let me get that Facebook notification out of my way first, and then I'll screenshot this. Okay. All right, so yeah, I think it's just bugginess, and that's more reason I think maybe when I get up to 1,000 subscribers or something, which I'm sure it'll happen sooner or later, and I can actually stream. I can hopefully start live streaming directly through YouTube. Maybe won't have these kind of problems, because I think when Scotty streams on YouTube, he just goes straight through the YouTube app, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not able to use the YouTube app because I don't have enough subscribers yet. He has, he's up at like 18,000 or whatever it is. I forget. I know he's got a ton of subscribers, so I'm sure he just uses the live stream on there. And I'm just curious how much different the interface is. I'm kind of anxious to get rid of the Streamlabs part now if they keep playing around with this stuff. How big is your chat box? Because you can make it bigger. Yeah, I made it bigger, but problem is that it's a sending message. I mean, no matter how big I make the chat box, the bottom of the chat box won't go any lower than where the send a message part is, where if I want to type something. And I'm not sure if, let's see. Yeah, like where I want to type hello world. You have it on the left or right hand side? It's on the left side. Okay, so yeah, and on the other side I have the frames per second and the bit rate. So I could try moving it on to over to the right and see if that helps, but maybe move the alert box over to the other side. Okay, it's still showing on the left, although I moved it over to the right in the editor. Maybe try sending some test messages again. I think I've blocked enough time here. No, we're not empty. Damn it. I want rest break. Okay. No, it's still all 5 of those lines you just sent, Lisa, are not. Well, we're not showing up. I had to scroll up to see them, and they're still showing up over on the left side of the screen and not the right. Even though I moved the chat box to the right on there. It's over, lazy dog. How now, brown cow? Well, I guess I might just have to grin and bear until they do another update. I do have some updates pending. Hopefully it'll be one of them, but I doubt it. But we'll see. Yeah, I guess just maybe we'll end this here, and let's say I'll be back on around 5:15 ish. Maybe 5:30, anywhere now. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's as long as I get some rest, whatever, and I'm ready to roll. We're good, and of course we'll have some more music and chorus stuff to mess with tomorrow. And settings, there is chat positioning. Yeah, chat positioning. I'm in the editor when I'm doing that. Or are you talking about in settings? Oh, move, okay. Move chat to the right side of the screen. I see what you're talking about. Okay, try sending some more test messages, see what happens now. Because it did move over to the right, but it's now it's up above where it's showing the frames per second and the bit rate. See a 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Is this working? Can you hear me now? That looks like, yeah, it looks like it might have a winner there. Try sending a few more lines there if you can. It's I didn't have to scroll at all to see can you hear me now, and that seems to be. Uh-oh. Now I see the unless you have to restart the program to get the changes to take, and then Lisa's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's all. So yeah, I have to scroll again. Frame rate is 1,000, or what's jumping basically around 1,000 kb per second. Okay, for some reason, Tara, when you write, it seems like it jumps right down to where you're at, but when like Lisa or Anthony or whoever write, I don't really see it unless I manually scroll it. It's like right now, the bottom thing I see is Lisa's 3. So I can tell somebody wrote something but I just can't see it. And then I have to scroll to be able to see it. Yeah, my bit rate's starting to get up a little higher. It still says poor connection though. You're 68 away until YouTube live stream. Yes, that's what is it. I've tried doing it actually recently just to see what happens, because live is enabled on my YouTube profile, but I guess because I don't have enough active viewers or subscribers. It seems like I have to have either 1,000 subscribers or a certain number of regular viewers or whatever. Is what the impression I get, like average viewers per video or something, is the impression it gave me. I was trying to figure out where is this guy going. He just did a U-turn right over here, a few spots over, and must have changed it. Now he's finding out the hard way he can't make it. That's why I was like, is he sure he's going to make it? I mean, I was not understanding the logic of why he did what he did either. It's like with all these spots open here, he could have just gone for any open spot. Super Ego Holding. Yeah, there's a truck over on the right side of him, and there was no way his trailer was going to make it, and that's why he's backing up, because he knew it. But it's all these open spots. I mean, like more than half the lot is open. Why necessarily park right there? Just because it's closer to the building, or? Oh, by the way, we can add to the JCT now. There's a JCT right over there. So JCT officially wins again. This guy's still trying to get in that spot. God, that is tight. He made it, but it's tight. And it really wasn't necessary considering all these other spots available. And if he would have just done a regular, I know what happened was he noticed that spot after he had already gone by too far and decided he wanted that one, even though he could have just done what Koch did. So, all right. Anyway. Some of the decisions people make, I mean, what can I say though? I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't make some dumb decisions here and there also. It just, it's like, why be so picky about getting that one spot? If you're gonna go for that one, there's another one right in between JCT and the Tinker over there that he could have gone for at that rate. If he's going for something close to the building, right? But look how much of that row is open. It's a whole bunch of spots open. It's way more than half the lot is even is available. Oh. All right. Well, I think I'm kind of cooled down a little bit now from that freaking idiot. I do got to get my footage though, and I'll probably run in, do what I got to do, and then get get my footage and get some rest. And I'll probably see you all in the morning, alright? And alright. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night, and or for those of you guys in Europe, we'll have a good morning. Yeah, because it's morning there already. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.